Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode of LEGO Dimensions 100% Completion Guide. And today we are moving our way over to level 8, which is, of course, going to be the level that combines, once again, the Lord of the Rings universe with the DC Comics universe. Before that, we were in the DC universe with Lord of the Rings villains. This time, it's the other way around. The Riddler has made his way and his presence to Middle-earth, which is, of course, Lord of the Rings territory. So with that in mind, ladies and gents, of course, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like. That would be highly appreciated. There's a little timestamps down below to guide you through the video if you're looking for, let's say, only Minikit number 5 or 7 or whatever it is. That is down there, so all you have to do is just check out the description and then click the time zone or the time stamp in order to be transported on to whatever Minikit you're after. I will also mention that some of the latter Minikits can be done in different order, so it really is up to you in terms of which order you approach them with in that particular sense. All that being said, ladies and gents, I hope that you guys enjoyed the 100% walkthrough here for today. And as I mentioned earlier on in the video, if you do, don't forget to drop a like. Let's aim for 1,000 likes, and maybe, just maybe, we can hit that goal. Ay, ay, ay. It's quite the riddle indeed. Riddle me this, riddle me that. What are you doing here in Middle-earth with that hat? Alright, so, right after the very first cutscene, I guess, you're going to actually be transported to this first section here, which we're not done yet, but this is going to be the first place where we're going to get a Minikit. Oh, well, that's nice. Now, I did also want to mention, guys, don't forget that going into this challenge right here, I already have certain Minikits collected, so that's why for us, they might not appear as Minikits right away, but I will still point to them and explain to you guys where are the specific Minikits. So, once you defeat the giant wave of enemies, which wasn't actually that ginormous, I think it was about, what, 14 enemies, you'll be able to go ahead and interact with this ginormous tower right here, and all we need to actually interact with this thing is to go on ahead and assemble a vehicle pad, like so, and then utilize any vehicle of choice that you have, whether it be the Batmobile, or, I don't know, the DeLorean like I'm using, or Homer's car, whatever it is. There are plenty of cars and vehicles overall that you can pick from in order to interact with this thing. So, once you open it up, there is your keystone, which will be very important in just a moment. But before you're done with that, your first Minikit is actually collected right up at the top of this little jump pad, so you can either fly up there or jump up there, and there it is, Minikit number 1 collected. Keep in mind, for me, that was just a stud. Alright, so we're moving on to the next Minikit, which actually has us, or requires us to destroy 5 Riddler trophies, which kind of makes it feel like we're playing Arkham Asylum, or Arkham City, or Arkham Knight, or Arkham, or one of those games. One of the games where there are Riddler trophies. And essentially all we have to do is fly around this entire little area and hit each and every single one of the 5 Riddler trophies through the area and destroy them, and therefore be able to get a Minikit for that. So there's another one right here by the water fountain. Then once one other one is actually located very close up here, almost in the foreground, kind of. It's very well hidden. That one is quite a pesky one to get. And then last but certainly not least, right up the staircase here, you can either walk up here or fly up here, whichever characters you have. You're going to destroy this and collect your 5th Riddler trophy, and therefore, I almost said Minikit by mistake, your 5th Minikit. No, it isn't. Your 2nd Minikit. For me, once again, that was just a stud because I've already collected it. And with that in mind, now let's get to collecting the other Minikit. So, Minikit number 3 will require a small character to make it through the little hatch right there, and once you've climbed your way through, if you don't have this little help thing in front of you, come on, disappear, please. There we go. You're going to be able to collect your 3rd Minikit and add that to your collection. Don't leave though, because there's also plenty of studs to be had right up at the top here. So if you're trying to get your rule breaker status, obviously go for that as well, and I will point you guys in the right direction in terms of, hey, this is places that you should be looking for in terms of being able to get a few extra studs in order to get rule breaker status relatively quickly. Alright, so now that we're done with that, we're going to proceed to a brand new area, an area that we haven't been to before when we played the level prior to this, and that is an area that is only accessible with the use of the DeLorean. There are a lot of Minikits in this area, so keep in mind, you're gonna need the DeLorean to 100% 100% complete this game, and several other characters as well. But the DeLorean is very, very, very important. And by DeLorean, I mean TARDIS. This whole time, I've been calling it the DeLorean, and I just realized that. I don't know why. I remember there was one time I was making a video and I kept calling Bruce, what was it? Bruce Wayne, Bruce Banner? Or was it the other way around? It was one or the other, somewhere along those lines. It's so confusing. Sometimes I just completely misspeak like that. I apologize about that. So, the TARDIS is going to actually take us into this new region, which is why I did not edit any of this out. We have the entirety of it here because, again, this is a new section that you and myself personally have never seen before. So we're going to explore it a little by little and unlock everything that it has to offer, including all the studs, collectibles, and of course, Minikits and such. Alright, so first and foremost, we're going to need the help of Aquaman for our very first Minikit within this region, which will be our, fourth Minikit, correct? We're going to use Aquaman to summon a giant dino waterhead, and this thing's gonna go take a few chomps out of our little water pad right here. And get rid of this thing. Man, that is one hungry and hangry dino. He's hungry and angry. He's hangry, I tell ya. Alright, so, Minikit number 4, though, is now ours. Fantastic. That has now been added to our collection. Now, there are a few additional studs that you can get just by destroying all the things around you. So, once again, take the few extra seconds to do that. Why not? Just get the extra little benefits from that. Now, before we continue, we're just going to go ahead and activate this right here, which will grant us access to a keystone in just a moment. But first and foremost, we're actually going to switch into, where is he? There he is, Superman, and melt down this ginormous gold spider. Alright, let's get to work. Whoops, nope, wrong thing. There, okay, there we go. Alright, time to melt on down. Beautiful, and now we need a mage character that can actually light this room up. So we're going to transform to the Wicked Witch. You could use Gandalf for this as well, several other characters as well. Keep in mind, as I said before, just like any other one that we've done prior to this, by the way, Minikit number 5 right there, just like any other 100% completion level that I've done so far, if I use a certain character, it doesn't mean that you have to use that specific character. You just need to have that ability. So, yes, there are some characters that you have no choice. Like, for example, for the Aquaman pads, only Aquaman can interact with those. You have no other option. But for something like that right there, like lighting up the darkness and such, there are several characters you can choose. So keep that in mind. Speaking of characters being utilized, we've got Mr. Owen Grady here helping us out from the Jurassic World with his handy machete to cut his way through the vines there and then activate the computers, which allow us to launch in this defense system, this, I guess, electrical turrets, maybe if you'd want to call them that, because they fire little, like, electricity bolts towards hordes and hordes and waves of dinos right here. So as the dinos charge towards you, these raptors, all you have to do is zap them, and that will send them back into their cages, I'm guessing, or just away from you, basically. This is just your way of preventing from becoming lunch. So it's a relatively good idea to do that because you'll be able to obviously go ahead and clear all this out. Now you will notice that as I'm actually firing away at the dinosaurs here just to keep them contained and such, you'll notice that we're destroying a whole bunch of stuff in the background, which is probably not a good idea because you'll also notice that a bunch of the studs are disappearing on us. So again, if you're having difficulty with the rule breaker status, you obviously want to be careful about that, and maybe prior to actually activating this challenge, walk up there, destroy all that stuff, collect the studs, and then do the challenge so that you're not missing out on all of those studs right there, and you have an easier time to get to your rule breaker status. All right, we have one more dino to go. There we go. That has been now resolved, and one more Minikit to collect. Very nice. 6 Minikits already collected, which is tremendous. Lots and lots of studs to be had right there, which is fantastic. Let's just continuously destroy that. And there is our keystone activator. And this is the elemental one, so we'll see how that plays a factor in the future here. Because right now we don't really need any of the elements, but you never know. Maybe it's coming right up. Alright, so, looks like next we're going to need to use the Batarang switch. Again, you could use Batman for this, you could use Gollum, you could use Wonder Woman. So, plenty of options in terms of whom you would like to utilize to unlock that challenge right there. Alright, and that being said, once that door opens, knock knock, who's there? A couple of robots, Robot 1 and Robot 2, and I have no idea who that... Whoa! Okay, there goes a Triceratops. And I don't know who these robots are. Are these from Doctor Who? I actually have no clue. I'm interested. Are those Doctor Who robots? Let me know, guys, in the comment section below. Because, again, I don't know much about Doctor Who whatsoever. Or very little about it as it is. Alright, so, a few extra studs to be collected up here, by the way, including the blue ones right there. So, that is always nice. I wanted to go ahead and actually check the dino cells first to make sure that we didn't miss out on anything there. And it doesn't seem like we did. Alright, so... that being said, and this is where our elemental ability is going to come in handy. So we're going to use the earth power in order to grow these giant vines, and those will connect to this creepy looking, almost Brainiac head, which is kind of terrifying looking, that's for sure. But once that thing is active, it will go ahead and reward us with our next Minikit right there. Fantastic. Minikit number 7 now added to our collection. Very, 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 very cool to have that added. And now we can... you could either leave this area right away, or what you could do is... what I do right here, and that is get the extra few studs that are in this vicinity, because why not? I mean, again, this helps your rule breaker status, and even if you don't care about the rule breaker status, it just helps in terms of being able to upgrade all of your vehicles and gadgets to their maximum level, because keep in mind, the final upgrade on most of the, or maybe even all of the gadgets and vehicles costs 1,000,000 studs, which is pretty pricey. So any stud will be handy, including the purple ones right there that we just found. So the more, the merrier. The more you can get, the better you will do overall. So why not just spend the extra few moments to actually gather them and add them to your collection so that you could have the additional few studs available for future purchases, upgrades, and anything else that you need to spend, whether it be maybe even a red power brick or whatever it is that you're actually looking to find or need to spend some extra studs on. So I definitely would suggest to just take the few extra moments to collect those as well, just to make things a lot easier on you in the future as you continue to play through the game. That being said, that is pretty much everything that this area right here has to offer. So once you're done with this area, all you have to do is go ahead and call right back in, or maybe you didn't even unsummon it, the Tardis, aka the DeLorean, no, I'm joking, and hop into the Tardis, go ahead and plant it, and you're gonna teleport your way back to that main room where, or I guess the main hall, where you're gonna be able to select between 3 different doors. Now, this is where I was saying before, it really depends up to you in what order you do these doors, because you can open up these doors in whatever order you want. Like, you could start with the one right there closest to us, or you could go to the one that's furthest back. For me, I start all the way from the left-hand side, so we go from the left and work our way to the right, and that's the order that we approach. So, again, you don't have to do this in the same order. It's really up to you. So keep that in mind. Then even though I say, hey, this is Minikit number 8, for you, that might actually be Minikit number 10, because you did this in a different order than I did. So it's really up to you as to how you approach this process. Ooh, very, very, very spooky there. Some cool... I think it's a shadow, no? Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and destroy this silver object right here and get our next Minikit along with a few extra studs, which is quite fantastic, especially that purple stud right there. There we go. Being a little pesky to collect, but you can go ahead and grab that. Then, if you have an Ninjago character, once again, a few extra studs can definitely go a long way, so why not grab them as well? So just summon in a Ninjago character, hop onto the Ninjago Spinjitzu right up at the top there, and there, come on, there we go. And once you actually are at the top of it, spin to win and get yourself a few extra studs collected, which is always fantastic. Alrighty-roo, and that pretty much concludes that area. You're gonna obviously complete the rest of it. Now, we're gonna move on to the next Minikit, which will be found behind this door right here. I just wanted to make sure that you guys kind of always had a bit of an idea which doors we went to, so you knew like, oh, okay, well, this is where that Minikit is, and so on and so forth. Oh, well, let me know in the comment section below. What do you think that is? answer the Riddler's riddle there. So, once you actually are in this area, you're gonna just head all the way to the right-hand side, and when here, you need to just fly up onto this little ridge where there are 3 crates, one of which is tagged with the Riddler's little question mark, and within it you will find your 9th Minikit, or just an additional Minikit. Now, once again, before leaving this area and continuing upwards to fight the Brainiac ship there, you're going to just want to take probably a quick little second right here, fire off an arrow into this little device right here, and get yourself a few additional studs thanks to the stud brick right here, which is always, once again, very, very, very cool and nice to add. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we will, of course, just by process of elimination, move on to the next area, which will be that 3rd door, the one that was closest to the Tardis location that we traveled in, and the one where we used Gollum to get another Minikit and such. And once we've traveled over to this area, within this vicinity, we will be collecting both our final Minikit, and you might have forgotten, but we still do need to rescue someone, and that would be Boromir, and we'll be rescuing him here in just a moment. Now, I will say that in order to rescue Boromir, you will need a flying vehicle. Now, it doesn't have to be just a flying vehicle. You could use a vehicle like I, for example, do, where it's the DeLorean, but you just take a different form for the DeLorean. So, if you have the DeLorean upgraded to its 3rd form, not the electric time machine, but the, I believe it's called the Ultra Time Machine? What did they call it? Let's find out here in a moment. First, clear out some of these enemies. Yeah, it is the Ultra Time Machine. So once you have a flying vehicle, you're gonna fly all the way up to the top right here and use this little switch, and that will actually free the one and only Boromir from his weird, like, UFO trap cage, which I don't even know who built that. Did GLaDOS assemble that? Maybe. I guess maybe GLaDOS and the Riddler worked together on this thing, because it's green, but at the same time it looks very futuristic and cool, like something GLaDOS would design. So there we are. That is the rescue mission complete, and while you're up here, you're not quite done yet, because you're also going to actually get your final Minikit from this one area. Well, that is depending on which order you did things in, but ideally your final Minikit from here, and all you're going to need for this is you're going to need a character that can interact with computer devices, so plenty of characters to choose for this. I mean, there are tons and tons and tons of characters that can have, or that have this ability. So once you've actually got a character of that kind up here, you're going to go ahead and activate that little pad, which will send down a parachute with a crate. And guess what is actually inside the crate? Well, you would be absolutely correct if you guessed apples. No, I'm joking. You'd be incorrect. You would be absolutely correct if you guessed your final Minikit. So we're going to go ahead and drop down, smash that thing on open, and we'll be able to retrieve our 10th and final Minikit. After that, you just proceed through the level just as you typically would, fighting off the Riddler and so on and so forth. And once you've done all that, you will be 100% completed with Riddle Earth. So there it is, ladies and gents. Riddle Earth is now complete. Of course, we earned a whole bunch of studs, which is very, very, very nice, which once again does give us our rule breaker status. I will again quote that it is relatively easy to get rule breaker status in here, especially if you follow the few extra tips that I showed you, some of the spots where you can get a bunch of the purple studs. You'll be able to get the rule breaker status in no time. Boromir has been rescued. We did also collect all 10 Minikits already, which was absolutely fantastic. There it is, getting assembled into a pretty fantastic statue. And with that in mind, ladies and gents, drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you did. Don't forget to have an absolutely fantastic day, and I do indeed hope to see all of you lovely, lovely folks next time. By the way, the reason why we only earned 2 gold bricks is because I already had rule breaker status done, so you probably would have earned 3 instead.